Hi guys, welcome back to the Casual Watch Review channel. Well, in this week's episode, we're going to be looking at some straps. It's been a while since I've done a strap review. Yeah, a couple of weeks anyway. I think I did a top 7 watch straps for summer where I included an Uncle Seiko strap, this chocolate bar strap, this very cool chocolate bar strap that he's recreated here. But today we're going to be looking at some of the metal straps. I'm pretty excited about this. This is the first time I've reviewed any of the Uncle Seiko metal straps. If anybody's not familiar with Uncle Seiko, he essentially recreates vintage watch straps that came on Seiko watches and also ones that were inspired by watch straps that came on Seiko watches right from the early dive watches like the 62 MAS. Now he's sent me over 3. We've got the President bracelet on this turtle already. We have the beads of rice, which I don't think this came on a particular vintage Seiko watch from the factory. And then we have this, probably the most controversial one he makes, which is the razor wire strap. We're going to compare all of these together. So we're going to look at these 3 main straps. Now, I've all resized these for my 7.2 inch wrist, but I do have some of the end links which we'll be looking at. Particularly the end link on the razor wire strap is pretty cool. So these 2 straps have hollow end links, and the good thing with Uncle Seiko straps is the ones that have the hollow end links, he provides other end links for them as well. So this, I've got the turtle end links on it, or the modern turtle end links, but these straps fit on multiple different watches and you can just change out the end links. In fact, this strap here, this beads of rice, he's just created a slightly narrower version at 20mm for the Omega Speedmaster, which I'm extremely excited to kind of get my hands on that one. But this beads of rice, he makes it for the turtle, makes it for the baby turtle, the samurai, the SKX, and then also the sea urchin as well, and then also watches that aren't Seiko, so the Longines Legend Diver, Orient Ray 2 he makes it for, and then there's a straight end version of this and the razor wire, so you can fit it on any strap. So let's go through these. We'll talk about what's cool about them, and then I'm going to compare them together. I've had these for about 3 weeks now, and they have been all over the place with me. So you'll see some footage being spliced in of me wearing these kind of out and about. I'll also try them on this turtle as well, so you can see them on the wrist. As the President bracelet is already on the turtle, let's just have a look at this one. So let me just move these 2 out of the way. So this is the President bracelet. This is a vintage strap that Larry, Uncle Seiko, has kind of improved. So these are all solid end links, or all solid links, I should say, and it does have solid end links on it, but it's still very light. I was surprised. I thought this was going to be quite heavy, but it's very light. It has the screw-in end pieces, or screw-in links. So here you can see one of the links. Very easy to adjust. There's 3 points of adjustment on the clasp as well. I always like to adjust mine so it's on the closest to the pusher's end link, so I can always go bigger if I need to. I wear my metal straps quite tight, to be honest. Not too tight, it cuts off the circulation, but I'm not a big fan of the old jangly strap where you're kind of moving it up your wrist every time. The President bracelet is the one out of the 3 that has the solid end links. Larry provides 2 different types of spring bars. He provides the fatter bars and then some slightly smaller ones, because the tolerance on these turtle watches, especially the new ones, is not all exactly the same. So he gives you 2 different options of spring bars, so you can get that kind of nice fit in there. So here it is on the turtle. All of these straps are extremely comfortable, and I don't say that lightly, because honestly I'm not a huge fan of metal straps in general, but these are very comfortable. These links are nice and small on here, so you can get a really nice fit. Just so you guys know, Uncle Seiko did send me these watch straps in for review very kindly, so a big thanks to Larry for that. But he hasn't asked for, been given, or been offered any input in this review, positive, negative, or otherwise. This is kind of my honest review of these straps. So there was the President strap. As I mentioned, definite pros are the solid end links. Even though these are all solid, it's still surprisingly light. Next one is this beads of rice. Now, there's a couple of cool things about this Beads of Rice. First of all, it just gives you that impression of vintage straps. Early Omega Seamasters had these Beads of Rice straps, and what Larry's done here is they've highly polished the center links. Now, if I show you some of these links from the Beads of Rice bracelet, as I kind of took them off before, if you'll see, this is the links that I took off. Each of these kind of individual sections, or the rice beads, I should say, are individual. They're not fixed. This strap is reversible as well. So if you wanted a completely matte finish to it, you can turn the strap around on the clasp. It's the same on the front as it is on the back, with the exception of the high polishing. So if you preferred a more brushed finish, less blingy center, you could do that. And then all you do is, if you wanted to keep it like that, you just brush, maybe using a scouring pad or something, just brush the ever so slight shine that's on the end links here. This has the hollow end links, so again, kind of harkening back to vintage watch straps that all had hollow end links. Even the you've seen me review some vintage Rolexes on the show before that have these hollow end links. So let me just make sure I'm getting this the right way around. I've really enjoyed this Beads of Rice strap. It's been with me down to the beach. It's kind of been all over with me. Each of these straps I've tried to wear for about a week each to really kind of get to know them. Here we see it on the wrist. Gives it a very nice vintage look. Honestly, I thought this was going to be my favourite when I had it, and it's certainly up there, I have to say. I really like the way that this looks, the fact that you can adapt this to other watches that you have as well. So if you've got an SKX, you just buy those end links, or if you've got the Samurai, you just buy the end links for those as well. So really a multifunctional strap. If you want to give your watch that vintage look, extremely flexible, this strap, because of those individual beads. A very comfortable wear. Believe it or not, I think this is actually heavier than the President bracelet, even though the President bracelet looks a lot more chunky. I think this adds a nice bit of weight to the watch as well, so I'd say that was definitely a pro there. And I'm a big fan of these kind of vintage dive watches, or the vintage look dive watches with these vintage bracelet. So another great option there, the Beads of Rice. Let's just look at this next one now. All of these straps come with the fat bars as well. So one of the cool things is the Seiko, the thicker bars that come with some of the watches. So the SKX is a prime example. All of the holes, if I just pull this pin out here, all of the holes on these Uncle Seiko straps are drilled much bigger, so you can accommodate the thicker bars. And I love these fat bars because they're incredibly durable. Now, I have to admit, when I first received this, I was not convinced at all about this. But wearing it for a week, I kind of understand why this strap is what it is. Each of these sections, this kind of razor wire pattern down this center, is made, if you can see this, there's individual oval pieces of metal, means it's incredibly flexible. We have push pins on either side. I often comment about the original SKX bracelet feeling very jangly, and a lot of people say, well, it is comfortable though, it might feel cheap and jangly, but it is comfortable. Well, this strap tops it in the comfort level, because there's so many points of articulation here. And because the links themselves are quite small, not only can you get a very tight fit, or a very comfortable fit to your liking. If I just move it to the side here, you can just see how much flex is in it. Now, on the wrist, that means that it's extremely comfortable. It forms to the shape of your wrist. And also, because there's so many individual sections here, that you think, well, the way that the links are kind of shaped, there must be some pulling, but you can see how hairy my arms are. They're as hairy as the next person's, but this doesn't pull on the hairs at all. In fact, if I just take it here and just I'll just run up my arm in the pattern shape, I'll run it both ways. It hasn't pulled a single hair out. It's amazing, honestly. The pattern itself and the way the strap might look might not be for everyone, but honestly, I think this one's my favorite out of the three. Incredibly comfortable. As I mentioned before, I'm not a huge fan of metal straps. I don't wear my Omega Speedmaster on the original metal strap that it came with. I wear it on a NATO. I think this might be the first video on YouTube where all three of these straps have been compared together. I wanted to kind of see them all together. The President Bracelet, nice, solid feeling, larger if you like a chunky watch strap that's not too heavy, then the President Bracelet might be ideal for you. If you prefer end links, then I would go for this one. If you like the vintage elements, if you like that kind of glamour of dive watches from yesteryear, then the Beads of Rice is a good option for you as well. You know, you can change these end links out and add them onto other watches. And if you're up for trying something new that you might not have seen before, if you don't mind a quirky watch strap that's kind of making a statement, then I would say that the Razor Wire would be a great one to try out. Let me know what you guys think in the comments section down below. Which one is your favorite? I'll also stick a little poll. If you hit the eye icon at the top of the screen there, I'll hit a little poll. As always, guys, I appreciate you watching. If you want to contact me directly, please contact me on any of these social media links. As always, I really appreciate you watching, and I'll see you next time on the Casual Watch Review channel. Thanks, guys. Bye.